Hi, good day. Our group Thank You Po will going to present the research for the activity group assessment 1. Let's proceed to the first question. Why is it important to use system analysis and design methodologies when building a system? According to Miller, 2017, 8 criteria are suggested for comparing different software packages in the section on selecting off-the-shelf software. Let's say that instead of choosing between pre-written packages, one must choose between several custom software developers. So, what selection and comparison criteria should be used when choosing between competing bidders for the bespoke development of an application? As a business grow and develop, their system may become outdated or less efficient. Creating complements to an existing system or replacing it as required often helps companies improve their performance. Many businesses use the system analysis and design process to access specific company challenges and create solutions using more effective techniques. This procedure can be used by businesses to restructure their operations or to achieve their growth and profitability targets. System analysis is the procedure of acquiring data, analyzing it, spotting problems, and applying the conclusions to suggest or create potential system upgrades, while system design refers to the process through which an organization creates a newer system or strategy to enhance or replace an old one when the circumstances are right. By graphically structuring the initial system requirements, this technique aids organizations. So, when the user demands a notational communication language, but the necessary system design is unclear, many businesses find this strategy to be useful. DFD shows the system current implementation process and how information moves between different system functions. And this presentation will going to continue by Mr. Capuna.
So the system analysis is the procedure of acquiring data and spotting problems that we can apply in the conclusion to suggest or create potential system upgrades. And it companies may also refers to the process through which an organization creates the newer system or strategy to enhance the replace an old one when the circumstances are like. And by graphically structuring in the initial system requirements, we can maintenance phases make the design and development cycle. So by graphically structuring the initial system, the technique and also organizations users demand the find strategy to be useful. So the DFD shows the system current implementation process, and that's why they also list the information that the system processes is the destination for those outputs, and communication between systematic use of various strategies to improve the adding value that is intended to help companies. And also the productivity and the reduced operational cost is known as the products and services while also increasing the wealth of their clients. So the value method or technique of a product can be improved by value of engineering to help companies get the most of their products and services while also increasing the wealth of their clients. And including construction of their objectives, the majority of business sectors increase value engineering by utilizing the construction, healthcare, and supply chain. And typically, it is used from perspective of the customer to accomplish their objective. And it's when in teamwork, we can accomplish its objective with the least possible expense, and the benefits are greater when teamwork is used. So the value engineering is used at several stages, and each one helps to accomplish the primary goal, which is wealth maximization and low-cost methods. As a person, you can enhance your career abilities when collaborative and approaches to value engineering are used. So, if you can also become more competitive by strengthening benchmarking policies, you can use the newly gained interaction.
Question number 2. Describe your university or college as a system. What is the input, the output, the boundary, the components, their interrelationships, the constraints, the purpose, the interfaces, the environment. Draw a diagram of the system. The system is based on our university. We base our input on students. Students are inputted in the system where their purpose is to learn and gain knowledge in order for students to be prepared in a professional work environment. The interfaces that are used in the system would be the online and on site learning. Online being Google Classroom, MS Teams, and Zoom, while on site learning is when students attend lectures inside the campus. Different components that are used will be learning materials, facilities, faculty, and many more. Learning materials are instruments that faculty use which helps them provide the sufficient knowledge for each student.
Interrelationship in a college can be the students and the faculty members, especially the teachers. Teachers can have many things that are related to the students. They were also once a student themselves, learning the knowledge that they now possess and teach to the new students who are now studying. According to Solanki, system is a group of resources which work collectively in order to produce desired output from given inputs. All of the students and their learning equipment, the class, and the teachers creates this one big system that has a learning environment where people study and gain knowledge. And the system, it also has its boundaries and constraints. One of them is the knowledge boundary. No matter how good the level of education is, there are still limits. The student can only study the right information based on their level, otherwise, learning without proper planning could just backfire. Then finally, the output. Once the student was able to finish their studies, they will now be college graduates, a member of the society who can now apply for the profession that they work hard to study for.
So here's for number 3. Choose a business transaction you undertake regularly, such as using an ATM account, the ATM machine, buying groceries at supermarket, or buying a ticket for a university basketball game. For this transaction, define the data. Draw the data flow diagram and describe processing logic. For here, when you open a checking account, your bank normally gives you a pre-ATM card that may be used to check the account balances, make cash withdrawals and deposit, and transfer money between accounts. Some ATM cards also serve as debit cards, allowing users to make transactions offline and online. Visa, MasterCard, Discover, or American Express logos can be seen on these cards. Although these cards can frequently be used in place of credit cards. They are not exactly the same. Let's examine the difference between them and the ideal applications for each card. The simplest cards are those use automated teller machines or ATMs. They are provided by banks and few credit unions. And their main usage is withdraw money from ATM, which is widely dispersed. And in this card, you use withdraw money from a different bank. The issuer will often impose an additional fee due to the lack of main credit cards, network logos on these credit cards, and they are often unable to use to make purchases in store. Whenever it's large chain, a local business, a convenience store, or even a small independent store customer have come to expect a grocery store to have an ATM on the premises. Grocery store's ATM gives you a client the chance to access their money in the secure setting, making it easier than ever to buy groceries and other necessities. We provide grocery shop owners and managers with a variety of alternatives at ATM machines to add ATMs to their sites. And that's all. Here's here's our other member to talk about the data flow diagram.
Hi, my name is Johnny Lorasto from 1ITB. Today I will discuss data flow diagram using ATM for buying a grocery. To start an ATM withdrawal, a card is entered in the slot the user and the PIN is entered, the ATM reads information from the cards in a particular the card number and expire date and accept the PIN from the keyboard input. The card is verified for expire date and then if valid, the card number and the PIN are sent to the bank for validation. And by communication circuit, the bank entered send confirmation or refusal. If confirmation is received, the user is invited to enter the transaction type. Assuming the transaction is withdrawal of cash, one more validation or performed by the bank to check the amount of nominated below or equal to the daily limit of withdrawal of 100,000 AED. The user's weekly withdrawal do not exceed the weekly limit of 500,000 AED and that the account balance is in credit to cover the withdrawal. If all these are okay, the card is returned, the money is spent, and then withdrawal receipt is printed with the date, account number, withdrawal amount, and account balance. The bank's account records are updated to reflect the transaction based on previous scenario. Create a context diagram, create a level 0 of VPD diagram, select one process from level 0 and develop into the level 1 diagram. Thank you.
So, how might prototyping be used as a part of SDLC? So, prototyping is used to allow the users evaluate developer proposal and try them out before implementation. It is also help understand the requirements which are user specific and may not have considered by the developer during product design. So the other is describe the difference in the role of system analysis in the SDLC versus prototyping. So SDLC system analysis is define project goal into defined function and operation of the intended application. This involves the process of gathering and interpreting facts, diagnosing a problem, and recommending improvements to the system. So the analysis of the prototyping is the process of building a model of a system in terms of an information system. Prototypes are employed to help system designer build an information system that intuitive and easy to manipulate for end users. So that's all. Thank you. That is the difference of role of system analysis in the SDLC and prototyping.